So today we are focusing on backward rolling skills. We're gonna start on the floor with just a basic warm-up. So Coach D is really getting her heart rate up with some jumping jacks. She's gonna do some high knees. So the goal here is just to get moving and get your muscles warm before we stretch and start with our skills. So you can do high knees in place, or you can do them up and back depending on how much room you have. Next, she's starting with some chassés. So she's just bringing her feet apart, together, apart, together. She's also using her arms to get those arms warmed up as well. Now she's working on some butt kicks. Again, moving those arms. Making sure that all of your muscles are engaged so that you're really getting your whole body warmed up before we get started with stretches. So the first thing we're gonna do is mountain climbers. So you're just bringing your knees up to your chest. This is a good warm up because you're getting your arms, your core, and your legs engaged. So we're really getting that heart rate up. And then we're gonna do some candlestick stand-ups with a tuck jump. This is good because it's gonna help you with your backward roll, in addition to getting you warmed up with some nice jumps and that hollow position. Next, we're just gonna do some stretches after we get our muscles warm. So we're gonna start with a pike stretch. Notice Coach D has pointy toes. She's reaching all the way out. We're just gonna hold it for about 10 to 15 seconds. You can go up and then go back down, really making sure you feel that stretch. Then the next one we're gonna do is ankles. So she's just gonna point and flex her feet, really making sure that you get those ankles warmed up. And then you can make some circles with your toes, rolling those ankles out. And then we're gonna move on to our straddle stretch. So make sure that when you do your straddle, you've got your knees and toes turned up towards the ceiling, you've got pointy toes, and we're just gonna start by reaching over to one side, putting your nose all the way to your knee and holding it. And then you can reach over to the other side, all the way down, really make sure you feel that stretch. And then reach to the middle. Again, trying to make sure that you keep your knees up to the ceiling, toes up to the ceiling, and we're just gonna hold that stretch before we do our wrists. So you can get up on your knees and start by rolling your wrist out. And then you can put them down on the ground. And just flip them around. Really make sure you're stretching them, getting them nice and warmed up. And then we're gonna do our splits. So you can start just with one leg out, sliding down as far as you can go, making sure you're keeping your hips square and your toes pointed. Back leg straight, and you can hold that just for about 30 seconds before you move on to your other leg. And if you can't go all the way down, that is completely fine. The goal here is to make sure that you've got good form. So you want to make sure that your back leg is straight, that your toes are pointed, and you're just going down until you feel that stretch and then holding it. Then we'll do our middle splits. So you're just gonna slide down as far as you can go. Try to stay on top of your split. And again, we're just gonna hold this for about 30 seconds, and then we'll get started with our rolls.
So first, Coach Casey is gonna work on her backward roll into a hollow position. Okay, so you guys are gonna be able, this is gonna be the first drill that we're gonna work, and we're working up to backward extension rolls, okay? So first, you guys are gonna make sure that your guys' hands are in the correct position and you're staying hollow and you're landing. Next, if you guys have a higher raised surface, Coach Casey is now going to come on here and she's gonna be trying to go up into her backward extension roll, kicking those feet up. Trying to get her body into that vertical handstand position. And remember, this is just a drill to help you guys get that feeling, get that motion completely down. She's reaching back, her arms are staying straight, and she's really pushing up into her handstand, coming down and finishing. Now, after you guys do that on your high raised surface, you can come to her lower one, okay? And it's gonna be the same kind of thing. You can start with just doing some simple candlesticks and then going into your backward extension roll. I'm gonna back this up a little bit so you guys can see the whole thing. Now remember, when Coach Casey first initially started, just to get the hang of it, she did one of her candlesticks first. So if that is more comfortable for you to just kind of get that feeling, do that, and then gradually move in to your backward extension roll. After you've done your backward extension roll on your 2 high surfaces, you know, go down to the floor and try them on the floor. So Coach Casey is really making sure that she is pushing up into that handstand position. So she's not rolling on her neck or on her head, but she's really extending her body, making sure she gets completely vertical in that backward extension roll. So to challenge yourself, you guys can try to even do your backward extension rolls out of a pike position. Okay, this is just to challenge yourself a little bit more, and make sure your arms are gonna be completely straight and your legs, okay? After that, you guys can step into your cartwheel, go into your back extension roll. Now you'll see after Coach Casey stepped into her cartwheel, she did do her backward extension roll from that pike position, okay? Steps into her cartwheel, pike position, into her backward extension roll.